You're listening to Portland, Oregon's own Nameless Gamers PDX podcast.
Headshot.
Where we sit around and talk about games while drinking the finest microbrews in the Pacific Northwest. Search for us on Facebook or reach us on Twitter at iLeggedOut. Send us an email to namelessgamerspdx@gmail.com or head over to our website, namelessgamerspdx.com. Find us on Stitcher and iTunes. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Nameless Gamers PDX podcast about video games and technology.
Welcome.
From
Welcome.
Portland, Oregon. My name is Randy. I'll be your host. I'm here with Ben, Scott, and Tony. And
Hey.
hello. I just want to do a real quick welfare check. Ben, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. How's things with you?
Oh, things are all right with me. Anything new with you?
No.
How about you, Scott?
Not really. It's hot.
It's hot.
It's a little warm.
It's hot. Oh, doing good.
It's all right.
Kind of same old, same old. Got my car back. Went to Walker Stalker Con this last weekend.
Oh,
it was great.
nice.
Fun.
How was that?
It's fucking awesome.
The Walker Stalker.
The Walker Stalker Con. It finally came to the Northwest.
Cool.
Last year they claimed Northwest, but they told us San Francisco.
That's not Northwest.
I know.
really?
I know.
That's fucking California.
We know
Liars.
that, but they did not know that. But they came to town.
Where are they
that was
from?
fun.
They must be from like Mexico, if that's
They're international.
the case.
International.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah. Got to meet some celebs. But I'm doing good.
kind of makes
Cool.
sense. Cool. What about you, Tony?
Not much, like everybody else. It's fucking hot.
Yeah, it's warm.
Word.
Yeah.
But it's good. That's good for recording, I hear. I don't know much about
Air
Keeps us
travels
on point.
better.
all that, but that's what I hear. So yeah, hey, it's the Nameless Gamers PDX podcast. We are going to talk about some things today. We're going to talk a little bit about the SNES Classic. You may have or may not have heard about that.
Yeah.
Something we're going to bring
Yeah.
to you later. We're going to bring the Steam sale and the Xbox sale. I believe PlayStation has a sale maybe going on. I don't want to quote me on that, but I think they do. But I know Steam and Xbox for sure do. We're going to talk about Zelda DLC that is fresh off the
presses.
Today, I believe, is the first day it's available. And then we'll probably hit up a little bit of StarCraft Remaster, and then we can talk about E3 stuff if you guys want to. If you have any games or anything you want to talk about, we did go through the list last episode, but we really didn't get too in detail with anything. If we have any time later, maybe we can talk about that, but we kind of will be going over that stuff as the year goes along as well, because it's just by default. We're going to be crossing those bridges. So, before we get into that stuff, though, Scott left us with a question last episode. And Scott, what was the question? And we're here to provide some answers.
All right. So we left you off last week, or last podcast. We want to know terrible video game storylines. They can be broader to the story concept, or just what the protagonist and the antagonist are doing that makes it terrible. Whether or not the game sucked because of that, or the game, it was, you still played it, you still liked it, just to get through it. I came up with a few. I found a bunch out there. It's kind of hard. There's a lot of games that kept coming across, like games like E.T., that I don't think were necessarily bad concepts. They were just a failed game in general.
Yeah.
So I kind of try to exclude just terrible all-around bad games.
Yeah.
We're just going for storylines, maybe a little cliche. Tony, what did you come up with?
So a couple of them. The whole Contra story, it by itself doesn't make a lot story? You know, Jack, the Contra story? The story is you're trying to defeat this...
fighting aliens or something like that.
No,
right?
you just...
I don't even remember.
You're fighting aliens.
It's
Aliens.
this
How do you go battle
organization trying to take over the world, and you literally send, at most, two dudes to go...
Yeah,
but these are some bad dudes.
They are some bad
motherfuckers.
dudes.
Yeah.
But it's that...
Billy and Lance?
I believe so, yes.
No?
Mad Dog and Scorpion.
Yeah. I think he's right.
Okay, yeah.
But I believe Bill and Lance were the original their names.
Their actual names,
Remember. Anyway, yeah.
But the concept of, hey, these aliens are trying to take over the world. We need to defeat them. Let's send Billy and Lance out there.
I kept coming across same kind of concept was Army of Two, where it's like we have to take a cartel down. We're gonna send two guys.
Yes.
With
Are they
bulletproof
good?
masks.
Yeah, they're all right. They're okay. They die a lot, but they'll get the job done eventually.
Yeah, in real life, that probably wouldn't be a solid plan.
Actually, Army of Two had a funny little intro. Did you ever play it?
Yeah, I played it.
No.
Where they literally went through step by step and explained, if your enemy is shooting at you, this is called aggro. You are controlling aggro. And I was like, I just banged my head against the wall. Oh my God, let me just go.
It's like a tutorial you can't skip. Those are the worst. My other would be probably the original version of Final Fantasy XIV. Now this has a caveat because it was all around bad game.
Okay.
But the story was pretty bad too, because like they went to the point where they stopped charging people for it after it came out, pulled the servers, shut them down, and relaunched the whole thing 3 years later.
And they burned them all with fire.
Wow, really?
Yeah, like that's how
Cleanse
like
fire.
Damn. They just tried to they gave it away for a while?
They had paladins come and bless the servers and burn them in righteous fury.
the Square Enix, the head of Square Enix basically said, "This is like the worst thing
This was
we
a
put
big
out,"
fuck up, I'm sorry.
kind of thing. Yeah, basically, this has greatly hurt the Final Fantasy brand. You know, and it was like
Everyone who has played this is now dumber.
exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
When,
we award you no
the
points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Well, at least they were nice enough to do something about it,
Yeah.
not just like, well, yeah. you
But I
can
mean, it's
keep
an
playing it,
MMO,
you're
so
That was a Billy Madison
it's something that they
reference.
have something they have to
see.
do
fucked. Nice.
eventually.
What about you, Randy?
Guy?
What did you come up with?
Well, I was thinking about this earlier, and it's like, well, it's a video game, so a lot of them are like, that's the thing, is that the stories are kind of outlandish to begin with, because like there's other than like books, what other media is it that it's easier to tell an absolutely ridiculous story with?
Yeah.
It's like, it's like Sonic the Hedgehog is the example I was thinking. It's like Sonic the Hedgehog is not a good story. It just
it's
happens
really
to be like
A fun game.
a fun game, and it's very well.
I don't even
done
remember
and
what's the
executed, but it's
doctor.
like-
He wants
He's capturing all the
Dr.
animals,
Robotnik. Well, it's
the
like
forest
Dr.
animals for something.
Robotnik or,
Yeah.
or whatever. He had his own game. The big, was it the Big Green Bean Machine or Big Green Bean?
I don't know anything about your big green bean
beans
machine.
and Sweet Dreams by Dr. Robotnik. A reflection on life. It's a book he wrote.
His memoirs.
It's his memoirs. They had, I mean, like, all games are just sort of, not all games, I guess, but like, a lot of those games, like Mario Brothers, sort of a whack-ass story. Yeah. Not something that you would, like, that's why they were like, well, let's make a movie, and then that movie was like, okay, some people really liked it. I get that. But some people were like, what the hell did I just see?
You mean
And it's like,
most of the world's population?
Yeah. There's definitely this is like Occupy. There's the 1%, you know. But yeah, it's like those stories are sort of weird and outlandish and bad, and it's like that's okay. But those stories turned into video games that are awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess beauty's in the eye of the beholder when it comes to that kind of stuff.
There's a little, there's
But a lot of those
that.
games back then, because we're talking like the late 80s, early 90s games, especially console games, games didn't necessarily have to have a story to be,
Oh,
I
I know.
mean,
No,
They were bad.
think of a lot of the games, like the fighting games,
Yeah.
outside of like Mortal Kombat, which had a loose lore to it.
Yeah.
Nothing else really had anything.
No, I mean they had their own little version of a story, but it was
Yeah.
always the same story. As we need to fight.
Yeah.
We happen to have a tournament that the
exactly.
world's going to end if you don't win it. So,
Yeah.
99.7% of fighting games have a shitty storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If a storyline at all.
But that's my kind of look on that. But what about you, Ben? What do you?
I can remember one. I had to look it up. I literally had to Google a horrible description. I couldn't remember the name, but I bought it. So I'll tell you what I Googled. I had to Google N64 game about clearing a path for a truck with a bomb on it.
Oh.
Bomberman?
Yes, I had because when N64 came out, I was working at Toys R Us,
Right.
and I think I had Mortal Kombat. I don't think I had GoldenEye yet because I would have just been playing that. And
Yeah,
the
Mortal
next-
Kombat on the 64.
Yeah,
That was a good port. Yeah.
it was good. It was fun. We played it for a while, but it was the only game I had. And so whenever Toys R Us got new games, it was like, I'll check them out and see this one. And here was Blast Core.
Yes, a Blast Core. I do remember that. Yes.
Do you remember that?
I remember that name, and I know what you're talking about now. Yes.
The
Vaguely.
it's like
Vaguely.
there's a nuclear bomb It's like strapped to a big giant truck.
Of course, where else is it going to be?
The truck is somehow programmed to go to a safe spot to blow up.
Yeah.
But it can only go in a straight line.
It's like an old cat going somewhere to die.
Yeah. So you're
under the porch.
you're like the guy in the bulldozer, and you got to like try. You have it's coming.
Yeah.
It's going to be here in 2.5 minutes, and you have to clear a path through the city. You have to just demolish the part of the city so that it can get there. I remember it was like, this game is so bad. It was so terrible. Like the graphics were horrible. Like the bomb truck looked decent, and on the cover it's like, oh, blast core, I'm blowing shit up or something, and you buy. That was when you bought games by looking at the cover. And it's like, all right.
So you're getting the nuclear bomb into the middle of the city because that's the safe zone, right?
Well, it was always like right on the other side of the bridge or something. But you'd have to figure out how to get your dozer across like a river or a ravine or
Knock
whatever.
a building to make a.
You have to go find the bridge and get back to right across the other side is another Joe's Tacos or some shit. There's something there that has to be knocked down because this truck that can go over any kind of terrain can't run over Joe's Tacos. Anyway, it was so
giant
bad.
truck.
It was so bad. Yeah,
It was like a giant truck too. It wasn't just like your standard.
This was before like resale stores. I think there might have been one. There might have been one. Maybe
before there was resale stores.
I couldn't get to it. I remember. I think I sold it to the neighborhood kid for like $20.
Yeah.
And I tried to tell him, I was like, dude, it's intense. It's like a hard puzzle game, man. You want it? It's crazy. And he's like, I don't know. I was like, give me your money, dude.
Come on, man.
I don't want this fucking game.
Come on, man.
anymore.
Trade me Batman, bro. I did that shit back in the day. Like, I always tried to get one over on the neighbor with the Nintendo games. Like, come on, man. It's just Batman. Batman was the shit. I loved that game. And I was like, come on, man. Let me give you the shitty
on what? On Nintendo? Super Nintendo?
Let me give you a 10-yard fight and Rygar. Hook me up with that Batman.
Dude, Rygar was awesome.
Come on, man.
Rygar was pretty sweet.
Elmo's Number Adventure? Come on, dude. You can't hang with this. Fuck.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Anyway, I think we all try to get one over on the old neighbor. Anyway.
All right, so I had some honorable mentions here. 99.7% of fighting games. Tony, you got that one. That's kind of an obvious one. Kept coming up. Any Final Fantasy game, kind of a convoluted, shitty story.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
A lot of them are, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
This one's gonna
Back it up.
spark some
Okay.
opinionations.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get.
I just want to add something in there.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank
That's mostly true. Also, Final Fantasy 6, which was 3.
3 on the
In
Super
America.
Nintendo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best story, I say.
Best story of a game or
What-
out of Final Fantasy?
Out of the Final Fantasy
Okay.
game stories, I say one man's opinion. That one's pretty. And 7 was also
7 also.
good.
Yeah.
But again, you still get into that. Even though they're great stories, it gets convoluted at points,
Yeah. Well, they all.
and it's like.
There's a lot of storyline for those games.
And it's a Japanese. I think it's a Japanese thing. Like a lot of the story, because if you play a lot
Japanese
of
don't like
the
stories.
JRPGs, no, it's just the way that they tell the stories are a lot different
Yeah, okay.
than what we're used to. You're more used to linear things. A lot of their stuff kind of just branches, and all of a sudden you've got a tree instead of a stick. For your story.
That's a great analogy,
Take your word
Tony.
on that one.
Tree instead of a stick. I thought you were going to say they write it in like Chinese and I can't read it, so I'm not sure what I'm saying in
Well,
the
it'd be
conversation.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Really?
Right.
Unless it was from China.
Japanese.
A lot of lost in translation making the story.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe. So you're blaming localization. That might be the case for some of the older ones. I can't.
Some of it is. I think it. Some of it, I think, is.
Anyway,
Lost in that translation.
What else you got?
Little newer Ben's gonna like to hear this. Alan Wake was a terrible fucking
Yes.
story concept. Not only was the game itself kind of a letdown with the flashlight bullshit. The storyline
Was he a writer? Was there books?
yes,
Yes, you were a writer.
He was a writer.
You were a writer.
He
You
was
played
the-
a writer.
Yeah,
Alan Wake had potential to be a halfway decent adventure, but when you got to the end, it didn't end. It wasn't over.
you
It was
had
like,
to buy
do
the
you want to
DLC.
find out what happens to Alan Wake? Purchase the DLC. And I was ready to fucking punch through my TV. I was like, I wanted to murder somebody. I was like,
That's
oh my
bullshit.
God. I want my 3 hours back. I was really upset.
the storyline was like you go with your wife to some secluded area
Right.
town, and she gets kidnapped into the book that you haven't written yet. So you're running through writing the book.
And you find pages.
Weird.
I think you find pages and
of your book that you haven't written yet.
Yes. You write it while you don't realize that you're writing it while you're asleep.
Yeah, that's
Like
a very
your,
Japanese story too.
What do you call that?
Sounds like
I don't know what you call it.
anyway.
There's a name for that. People that do stuff when they're asleep and they don't know that they did.
Sleepwalkers?
Schizo or something? I don't know.
No, that's not what that.
Well,
is.
it could be like a split personality.
Yeah,
thing
it's something
almost.
like you don't know. Anyway,
Nah.
we're getting off topic.
That's for another podcast.
Alan Wake sucks. That's the gist.
Alan Wake
Don't
sucks.
waste your fucking time.
Everybody should know that by now. Going a little older, Paperboy. Let's be honest, that's a terrible fucking concept. Hey, when you get home from school, you can get a paper
your ass
route,
to work,
but you
and
don't
try not to
actually
get hit by a car.
You don't actually get
in
paid.
Paperboy's defense, the story is fairly straightforward.
It's pretty simple.
I mean, the story sort of writes itself.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Having a paper route growing
You're a
up,
boy
it
on
kind
a
of
bike.
sucked. I would go do my paper route after school, and then I'd come home and play it, and it's like, why do I want to play this game?
Yeah.
But it was
Yeah.
a decent game itself. Just the concept was kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here. Let's see if you can get this one. We'll throw a little trivia in here. The president has been kidnapped by ninjas. Are you bad enough to save him?
Yeah. I'm bad.
The president was kidnapped by ninjas. Okay.
Bad dude.
Bad dudes. It was-
That dude's versus Dragon Ninja, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, can you tell me that last
Kidnapped by ninjas.
by ninjas.
Holy shit.
Are you bad enough, dude?
that last line when you rescue the president? What you get?
Thanks for rescuing me, dudes. Let's go for a burger.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, by the way,
Secret Service couldn't rescue him. CIA,
So-
FBI, no. Two random dudes off the street. Hey, you
all
guys
of
want
the
to save the
military.
president? Are you fucking kidding me?
I learned something about that game.
Did you?
So I believe that is a Data East game. Mm-hmm. So back in the
Right.
day, if you'll remember, okay, you guys played Bad Dudes, right?
Yeah.
In the
Right.
arcade
Oh,
and
yeah.
probably on your console. So
That's
the
probably the
end of the
only
first
place I
level,
played it.
there was a guy you fought that was like this big dude with pants and he like breathes fire and stuff. Remember that?
Okay.
do
He's
you
got
guys remember?
pants?
Yeah, he's like, big old ugly dude. Google it, YouTube it, whatever, if you want to see the first boss. Do you guys remember a game called Karnov?
Yes.
Karnov?
Yes.
No.
That's who it was. That's who the boss was, which was also a Data East property.
Really?
They brought him as like the end boss of the first level for Bad Dudes.
Really?
Yeah, he's like a big fat belly dude that breathes fire and shit.
Oh, we're Googling stuff after this.
yeah. Look it up. And but I
funny.
learned that the other day. I didn't realize that.
Huh.
There was
Crazy.
also you got Bill Clinton, you got the president in the hot tub at the end of Cruising USA, which was just a race across. So it was a race across the United States to party with Bill Clinton in a hot tub, basically.
I mean, that's not far off from normal. Like,
Wait, didn't that really happen though?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want to get signed up.
And there was two bikini chicks in there too. So I mean, it's not like sausage stew. You know.
If he's still holding this, if this is an annual event, I will participate.
If we can get a phone call, or
Take the school
maybe an
bus,
email, or- hey boys, what you guys doing over there? Been listening to the show. Sounds pretty damn good.
Get me some McDonald's. Kind of along the same lines there was Ninja Gaiden. Kind of, the game was great.
Yeah.
The game was good, but you go back in the storylines, kind of shitty. Is somebody killed your dad, and you want to go find out who killed him?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
really?
it turns out to be like a doomsday cult.
I don't
killed your
even
dad.
remember.
You
I don't remember.
Play, I believe as Ryu
Who
or
was?
Ryu Hayabusa.
Hayabusa.
The ninja.
Like the motorcycle
The
engine?
enraged.
Yes.
It's a vengeance. It's a story of vengeance and revenge and love and ninjas.
Kind of a weird one.
Yeah.
Pretty standard issue, really. Video game stuff.
Yeah. A little kind of along the same lines as well as Double Dragon.
Oh,
Double
yeah.
Dragon.
yeah.
The plot
Yeah.
for Double Dragon is a gang kidnaps your girlfriend. Just
Yeah.
cutscene in the
Just
open.
get her, right
punches
at the
her and
beginning.
takes
Just
her away.
get her.
Yeah.
Your response is not to call the police.
No.
I'm going to take care of this
You are a
myself.
vigilante.
Grab your
Yeah.
buddy. You're like, hey,
So
let's go kill
You
like
and me, bro.
like a
We're
thousand guys.
gonna walk
We're
there
walk
and
into
kill
a
everyone
cave.
on the way.
Same plot as Vigilante, really. Vigilante was the OG one. That was more of a side scroller. But yeah, they kidnap Madonna, and then they throw her in
Yeah.
the truck.
Hell
You
yeah.
gotta go rescue her. You look like Bruce Lee. It's weird. It's a fun game though. It's a good arcade game too. Real good arcade game.
And then we came up with, I found Universal Studios theme park tour.
Oh god.
Oh,
You
lame.
guys ever
Really?
see this? The whole plot to the game is you are at Universal Studios. You want to go on the rides, but in order to get on the rides, you have to pick up trash. around the park and earn points to go
Litter
on rides.
Patrol 64. Here we go.
It's like, are you serious? So that's what I came up with, some honorable mentions there. Those some
I would rather play
terrible ones.
Farm Simulator 17.
Yeah,
You know.
that's a good one.
Rig 28.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Mine, the one that I just really couldn't get past the whole storyline was Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Particularly the early PlayStation ones. I didn't find much point or want to continue playing the game with, she's just running around some caves. She wants to try and find some treasure.
She's got short shorts and big
Isn't
boobs.
she?
That's it.
Isn't she?
That's pretty much it. Like the newer ones, they
She's
give
not
more...
trapped in the cave. Doesn't she? Isn't it?
I don't remember. I didn't
get
get
stuck or
first one. I
something,
think
and you got to
she's
find
just-
your way out. And
That
then
new one's real good.
Then of course
though.
you end up finding a portal back in time, and you're
Yeah.
fighting whatever
Dinosaurs.
fucking the
Yeah.
whoever. Yeah.
No, I think the
there's
first
a
one,
T-Rex.
she's like-
you got to take out a T-Rex with a couple of 45s.
I mean, those are
That's all you need, right?
T-Rexes technically are in Mario games now, so really
Yeah.
that's sort of
Yeah.
video game canon
Yeah.
in general, I think.
Yeah. What's up with it?
Yeah, I don't know.
That is weird.
That's what I came up with. That's what I found online as being some crappy story concept games.
Hey,
Now we move on.
sounds good to me. Let's remind everybody real quick. Well, we'll take this opportunity. Support us at www.patreon.com/ilaggedout. That is your way to participate.
Give us your
with
questions
our
and
show.
queries.
Yeah, hit us up. You can also follow us on Twitter at ilaggedout. And tell a friend about the show if you like what you hear.
Definitely.
And we definitely appreciate you
We
taking
sure
just a
appreciate
minute.
that.
Come
Review
to
the
the
show,
fold.
subscribe to the show. Get people involved. We want to hear from you. So before we move on to the news that we mentioned earlier, where we're going to get into that SNES Classic and all that good stuff.
Right.
We had maybe some trivia. Ben,
Yeah, I got a
Ben
few
has some
questions for you here.
These questions are also questionable at best. I just want to throw that out there. we lost a little bit of quality control on these bad boys.
Well, if it sounds familiar,
Yeah.
how about you just get it right?
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure if I got to read these ones to you guys.
Don't screw this up.
So yeah, let's go.
I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you first with what item will turn Mario into the Tanuki?
a Tanuki suit.
It's a feather.
a leaf.
Oh, it's a
Okay,
leaf.
I'll say yeah. You shut up too fast.
Yeah.
The leaf, right? And I almost wanted to call it raccoon, but then I was like, wait a minute.
Well, there is the red
In
leaf
googling it,
thing.
yeah, you have to. It's not a raccoon. It's a thing. And I was like,
Yeah, whatever.
better to be accurate,
Yeah.
right? In what game do you launch a cow at the start? At the very beginning, the first thing you do is you launch a cow.
Earthworm Jim.
Oh,
Nice.
Did I go through that one?
No, but
we heard that one before?
No, but
That has
that's
been
a classic game.
Is it?
though.
Yeah, and then at the end, it comes falling down and smashes the princess
Yeah.
you've been trying to save the whole fucking game. Just there comes your cow.
Fucking Earthworm Jim. Always getting in your own way.
Do you guys remember what console was the original console the first one to let you create an avatar head that could be used in games? Like your avatar was used in games. Your very avatar, the
I'll
one
take
you
a
created.
stab at it.
We.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your
You remember?
stab was taking too fucking long over there, buddy.
I was
Your
holding the
stab
fork
is like,
over.
go.
There was
It was
there
like
was
I was
the wind
holding
up
the fork over the last turkey leg, and Scott came in and just fucking
yoink.
taking that.
My turkey leg.
The original Halo was titled Halo CE. Do you remember what the CE stood for?
Combat Evolved.
Hey,
nice.
yeah. Thought that might be a hard one for. Well, okay. How about what am I playing if I'm dealing with Kremlings, tikis, and barrels?
We talked about that, right?
That is Donkey Kong Country.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
What game utilizes the camera? The player in this game utilizes the camera obscura to trap spirits of ghosts.
Alan Wake?
Outlast.
Wait, a camera?
Oh,
Camera.
Obscura.
why does this sound?
It sounds really
Why don't I know
familiar.
what this is? Parasite Eve? No. What?
Give me a minute. Hold
You want
on.
me to give it to you? 2001
There's one. No.
Zelda.
It's not like Manhunt.
console,
or
PS2,
anything, is
Wii.
it? Not
What'd you say?
Manhunt?
No, not Manhunt. You're trapping ghosts.
You sure it was on?
Oh, wait. You're trapping ghosts with a camera?
Yeah. I can hear.
I'm gonna feel like a
the gears
schmuck.
are grind. Oh, I don't know why I,
I feel
did
like
that.
I know it, but I don't.
Fatal Frame.
Yeah.
that one. All right.
Fucking ass balls.
Last but not least, Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Yeah.
You guys all remember this.
Edward Furlong.
Edward Furlong, him and his buddy, they steal an ATM card, and then they go to the ATM and they hack it and they pull out a bunch of cash.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they go to the arcade
Hell
where they're hanging out just before the T-1000 shows up to ruin their day.
Yeah.
They're playing 2 games. You guys remember what they're playing?
I know. I'm thinking of the Wizard, but I'm going to just throw out Double Dragon.
No Double Dragon.
No, that's definitely the Wizard. With
I have
Fred.
I have no
with
idea.
Fred. What's the
Fred Savage?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Wizard.
whole
Power
movie
Glove.
was a Mario commercial, wasn't it? Or like
it was
Mario
real
3
good.
or something
It
like
was
that.
real good.
So
I'll take Asteroids.
is
that one of them?
No. One is of that era. The other one's newer.
Okay.
Space Invaders?
They're playing. I'll give you the old one. Is Missile Command.
Oh, okay.
And then the other one they're playing is Afterburner.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Remember that?
Okay.
And then the T-1000 comes in, and
then
hilarity
starts
ensues,
kids
and
around.
that's the movie, and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he had yeah.
Well,
It's been a while. That
Yeah.
one was a stretch back. That's an old movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember
How
the
does
last
he?
time I
The thing
watched.
about T-1000, it's like he runs and like he never runs out of breath or like gets tired.
He's
like
a robot.
Forrest.
He's a fucking robot.
He's a robot. It's crazy.
He never runs out of batteries.
He doesn't.
As I get
Sometimes-
older, I realize, what the fuck was he running on?
Sometimes
he had to
nuclear
have a power source somewhere,
right.
That turns into
PCP.
liquid somehow.
Because as people,
Yeah.
we need to
Yeah.
recharge our batteries,
I know.
which we probably will be doing on a Casper mattress in the future at some point, right?
Oh, I see. What
Hey, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
This episode of Nameless Gamers PDX podcast is brought to you in part by Casper. I don't know about you, but I value a good night's sleep. If you're looking for a sleep cheat code, we recommend Casper. Casper is an online retailer of premium mattresses for a fraction of the price. They're a new hybrid mattress that combines premium latex foam with memory foam, so they're extra comfortable. They also have a risk-free trial and return policy. Try sleeping on a Casper for 100 days with free delivery and painless returns. You can get $50 towards any mattress purchase by visiting www.casper.com/friends/ngpdx. What are you waiting for? Go to casper.com/friends/ngpdx and get your $50 and get started today. Thanks, Casper.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Nameless Gamers PDX podcast.
Magic Wizard Juice. Sorry.
Mucho gusto.
That's a
All
weird
right.
thing to blurt out.
Magic.
Hey, yeah.
Wizard.
Kind of came out of nowhere. No. So sleep on them Casper mattresses, am I right?
Casper
Oh,
mattresses.
that's a good sleep day.
Great wizard
Yeah,
juice.
it'll give you some good wizard juice, which is what you get when you juice a wizard.
In a juicer.
Juice that wizard.
You got it's important to strain the pulp. Oh,
I hate pulp.
you don't want
Oh,
that goddamn
pulp is fucking nasty.
This shit is getting dark.
It's weird.
Like this, it was like okay. Now it's turning into like a breakfast wizard scenario where like it's getting weird.
it's similar to that unicorn
getting
frappuccino, but it's so much
That
better.
is a Starbucks product.
You can't have any
Get out of
pulp.
here.
Pulp bad.
Yeah.
You actually want to drink it? Wait, there's pulp in the
Where did we leave off? What were we doing?
unicorn juice.
We were doing it. We were doing a
This
thing,
was
right?
the Nameless Gamers PDX podcast. That-
Oh,
It
that's
was.
what we were doing.
some stuff.
We're way off the right
this-
field
and we
there.
all hey boys, one thing we cover sometimes from time to time, usually every episode from my count, is news.
Yes.
And Tony usually handles that for us. What do you want to say about that?
So, like Randy mentioned, there's a couple sales going on. Steam sales,
Steam
summer
sales.
sale.
What's good?
Buying lots of games that you'll never ever play
Yeah.
for super cheap.
Just
Well,
that
it'll be that one day.
cheap backlog.
You rolled your Jeep. You're off from work for a couple days. It's like, oh, I never fired this up.
broke your
Oh,
leg.
yeah.
This is awesome. Yeah.
I have about, and I'm on the conservative end. I've got at least a dozen games sitting on my computer right
I've
now.
got
not
less.
on that I have not played.
I mean, I play them all for like 5 minutes, though.
Get them
I got a good
started.
It's one of those.
I got a good solid 5 on all these.
I'd be that same way. Like if it was free, like a lot of the games on Xbox, if they're free, I'll download them.
Yeah.
I'll give them a good solid 3.5, 4 minutes. And I'm like, this is dumb.
If you don't get me with
It's like the
Yeah.
20-minute rule with a movie.
You gotta hook me. You gotta hook me from the opening credit. Better hook me.
Yeah.
that opening scene better be strong.
It's got to be better than the president has been kidnapped by ninjas.
Yeah, it better
What?
be better than them stories.
Fucking
Only
ninjas.
you can see them.
Goddamn ninjas. Oh,
Fucking been
again.
around forever though.
Again. Unfortunately, if you're listening to this podcast when it comes out, you'll only have a couple days left to hit that Steam sale.
Oh
Gotta get
yeah.
on
It
it.
ends on the
Gotta get on
5th
it.
of July.
You heard it here.
So it's
Get
not
on
over
that
yet, but get out there and check
Hey,
it out, boys and
Hey,
girls.
I have something to tell you. I bought
what you got, dude?
Shadows of Mordor.
I did too.
$3 or $4 on
Yeah.
there the other day.
It's
like $3.99.
Say Mordor a little better there. Mordor. You kinda just wrote
Shadows of
There
Mordor.
you go. Come on, it's Mordor.
Like, is that you want it more open or
You
like,
want it
like
more
a bigger
roll,
door?
Like roll my R's. Mordor.
Sorry.
The salted pork is particularly good.
Yes, yes.
All right, so you got that for a couple
Yeah.
months. That's good. That's cool. Is it fun? Like that's the one where you can
I
take
have not yet
over
fired it up.
goblins and
It's
make
cool.
them go punch each other in the face. and shit?
It's good. It's good. It's good.
Yeah,
It's good.
I have not fired that one up yet.
I have
that's one of
played
those. The other one I did pick up was South Park: Stick of Truth on Randy's
on my
recommendation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's a good one. That was fun.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
It's kind of up there with crazy storylines. I
Yes.
guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, but that's South Park in general.
yeah, but like it'd be a
Everything
crazy
South Park is.
storyline and it's outrageous, but it's like
It was a show
it's
before a
written
video
fairly
game,
well.
so-
It's it's put together. The game is good. Like the gameplay is engaging and right.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
literally
it's
great
fun.
RPG.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely fun.
Literally,
You wanna
the
keep
pilot
playing
for
that.
South Park was Jesus fighting Santa. You can't get more ridiculous than that.
Yeah, I mean,
Two made up figures.
I believe it's
Fighting
called
each
The
other.
Spirit
Yeah.
of Christmas.
Yes.
is the
Right.
title of it.
Well, yeah,
Thor and Man Bear Pig.
Yeah,
Two
I
made
mean-
up characters.
But anyway, good game though. Good game.
good times.
New one coming out too soon.
Yes.
Well, I don't. Let me pull that
Soon.
back in.
What do we got? What do we
When
got?
I say soon, I mean at
Whenever
some
the
time.
fuck they feel like it.
It'll come out. It'll come out.
The fractured.
That's all I'm
The fractured
willing to say.
butthole. Yes.
Oh.
Fractured yet
did-
not broken.
Yes.
I don't know how
not
to
quite
say it.
all there. I did see
Well, not
though,
all
like
together,
after
yeah.
Yeah.
they announced that, like, hey, we're pushing this back a few months. They started offering pre-orders.
Oh yeah.
I was like, it's like, fuck you, man.
Really?
It's like the We Happy Few or Ark Evolve. Like, hey, you want the game? Give me some money. You're not going to get it.
Yeah.
The other big sale going on right now that we know of is Xbox. They're selling lots and lots of stuff cheap.
Yeah.
Are they?
It started today apparently.
No.
and
Where,
it
on
is
the store? On
on the store.
Oh,
I'm gonna have
because I checked this morning. Well, I just went to the games for gold.
We can check it out later.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, it's not the games for gold. This is
Somewhere.
stuff on sale. So
Oh.
there's summer sale, and it's
I did
going
not
through the
notice
10th.
this.
Okay.
Cool.
So July 10th. So you got a little bit longer if you're listening on Monday.
I want to sprinkle in PlayStation owners probably just check that out too because usually
Yeah, they
kinda
usually get
all
their-
Yeah, they're
line
probably
up,
doing something.
You know,
Yeah, yeah. They want to stay competitive with each other. They want to keep their numbers up. So I'm sure PlayStation will have something, if not right now, very very soon.
yeah.
I mean, I
So,
think, yeah.
Same thing with like GOG or any of those
Yeah.
other wacky Humble Bundle. Probably check on them too. So just throwing that out there from experience.
GOG.
Nice.
I'm unfamiliar.
It's a gaming
It's PC.
service.
It's like
yeah.
a Steam.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
situation.
Yeah. Origin Online, same thing. Or
Yeah. All those.
all
places.
those kind of like.
There's sales going on. Check them out. Maybe somewhere you go
It's
has
a video game
a
garage sale season.
Exactly.
Is
Ladies
that-
and
and normal
joins-
garage
joins.
sale season as well. So yeah.
God, it's biblical.
So speaking of games, and we've been talking a little bit of classic games.
Okay.
The SNES Classic has been announced.
Right.
That we it's supposed to be
Yeah.
coming out
A miniature version of the original.
Yeah. The big sell on it is Star Fox 2 that was never released.
Yeah.
ever.
No.
No, it was never actually
really?
released. Apparently, Randy and I were talking about this. What was it? This morning or yesterday?
We're talking about it this morning a little bit, too. Yeah.
They basically had it completed, had localizations. So they had like the Japanese, the German, the English, the Spanish versions.
Yeah.
And just never released it because it was like end of cycle.
It's like Fable.
Yeah.
Kind of like Fable.
Yeah,
like, hey,
so-
we got the game. I just
Yeah,
put
but it was
it
like
out
end of
there.
it was near the end of cycle for the SNES, and so apparently they weren't looking to. They didn't think it could compete well against like your PlayStations.
Yeah.
We're getting into the next,
Yeah.
generation.
Right.
The next world, yeah.
It was just bad timing. And the other thing about that is to make it sort of competitive. The other thing that I'll know is that if you guys have heard, I know you guys know about the Super FX chip, the one that was in the original
Yeah,
Star
in the
Fox.
original
You know
Star
what it is?
Fox, yeah.
So like a lot of SNES games that, use that technology that was in some of those cartridges, like Doom and which is
Stunt Racer.
which is very bad, but there were some
Yeah.
games that were pretty good. Star Fox being one of them. This one had a custom version of the Super FX chip in it that they were going to this would be exclusive for Star Fox 2.
Yeah.
Just to use this particular, I guess, version of this Super FX chip, and but they cut it and it never made it, so I don't
Never
know
saw
how
the
that-
chip.
Yeah, it never came out for
Really?
Okay. Yeah, kind of neat little piece of history there.
Apparently, the asking price is a little on the steep side, for my opinion. I think it's what was it, 31 or 21 games? Do you remember, Randy?
So I don't remember the amount.
It's not a lot of games, and they're
30,
asking,
I think, something like that.
and
but,
they're asking 80 bones for this thing.
but
Well, I
all
think
the
that
games.
was the classic, wasn't it? Like 60, 80 bucks
60.
for
It
that.
was 60.
Yeah,
You get it.
69
Yeah.
for the classic. That had a lot
Right.
more games, but like all the games on the SNES too. These games are all fucking bangers, dude. Like
That's
they're
true.
all
Yeah.
real good.
Earthbound.
Yeah,
I
that's on
believe
there.
is
Yeah.
on there.
What
And
I-
that one itself is kind of like just
it's
worth
good.
it right there to like
Super Mario
okay.
World, Super
My
Mario
concern,
2,
my concern
Yoshi's
is
Island.
my
Yeah.
concern is the controller wire length.
5 feet.
You get two.
Really?
You get two.
It does come with
5
two.
feet.
That's
Yeah,
like
you
that's not shrunken down.
They've
then.
learned
That's-
a little bit.
That's
Yeah,
about
I mean,
the
it's-
original.
I think,
I
yeah.
think the original was like 5.5
so
feet.
let's put it
Okay.
in perspective.
Okay.
5 feet is still pretty damn short,
Especially with the
Yeah.
giant TVs we have nowadays.
but it's better than the
Yeah.
other one. Yeah, better than the classic for sure.
Yeah, the classic was, or the SES.
Those were like
the NES classic
those were
was. They were
like 3
like
feet.
2.5 feet.
They were real-
literally
real
like
short.
it was like you. It was like what?
Yeah, so they give
Yeah.
you an extra few feet on these.
That's cool. That's cool.
So they've learned a couple things. I'd say, you get less games, but they're all bangers. I think they did a really good job curating this versus the NES Classic. I just, and the other thing about the SNES version too, like the SNES, there's a lot of games on there that I just have a lot more nostalgia for. Also, so to
Yeah.
me, it just kind of rings my bell a little louder.
Right.
Few more
But like
games
the
I'm willing to
NES, the NES did
finish.
too. But that SNES, the lineup just is like nobody can argue with that. It's pretty damn good. So
Yeah.
I don't know. They're just all bangers. They've got 2 controllers. They're longer. They've done a little bit more work to it. But I do like the Japanese or UK version better.
with the Super Famicom.
I'm seeing that the front of it unfolds and it has 2 of the classic NES ports right behind where you plug your
Oh, maybe so.
Quite
like
potentially.
the ports for the original SNES controllers are false. They have the same plug that goes on the classic NES, and I think it's the Wii.
Huh.
They'll
Interesting.
plug into the
Oh
Wii.
yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
but the controllers are going to come with it,
Yeah.
and then you would plug it. Yeah, it's probably
So
just for looks.
You
the-
could
the outside,
potentially
yeah.
use them on the Wii and have an SNES controller. A mini
Yeah,
SNES
because the
controller.
NES controllers, you could the NES classics, you could plug those into a Wii
And play your old
a Wii,
yeah, play
a Wii
classic
U or
games on
Wii,
them.
and play.
Yeah, there
the
was something
That's
to that.
cool.
I mean,
That's
it's
actually
that
really cool.
same. It's that same sort of
socket.
It's that little
socket.
nine. It's like
it's the Nintendo.
It's the proprietary
owned,
nine.
Nintendo
Yeah,
proprietary,
Nintendo 9-pin. Yeah.
It's a proprietary Nintendo Wii, plug-in. So yeah,
Configuration.
probably does work to some degree.
I'm more apt to buy. Like, I'm probably not going to, but the SNES or the NES Classic was neat, but
Yeah.
the SNES Classic definitely has a lot more draw to me.
Yeah,
I think.
they've also said, and I'll sprinkle it in. Maybe you're going to get to it, and I'm sorry if I'm kind of cutting you off
No,
here.
no,
But they're
jump on
saying
it.
that they're going to be a little bit more ready for like the demand for this one, so they're going to be producing more.
Oh, cool.
So we're not going to
yeah.
quite. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because like Nintendo did
we'll
that
see.
classic thing where they only make so many, and then
Same thing they did with the Switch.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, but
constantly
nor-
make-
normally-
they're on eBay for $1,000 in a
But
week. or
normally,
whatever. Yeah.
normally in a case like that where you're talking the Switch, the Wii, the DS, the any of those, when they do that, there's more coming out. With that NES Classic, you didn't know, because they only ran two batches. They ran two batches.
They weren't clear.
They're
They
not
weren't
making
yeah.
anymore.
and they're not making any more. So there's a finite number. They're not eventually like with the Switch.
Yeah.
It was sold out the first week.
Yeah.
But a month later, there's gonna be more available. You're not basically being forced
With
to
this-
buy
Yeah.
the $300 copy of it on eBay or whatever because
I recommend
some dude bought
pre-ordering.
8 of them.
If you want it and you really want it, and it's something you're gonna want, and it's pulling at your heartstrings, you just want one. I highly recommend pre-ordering. I don't know
That's
where
probably
you
the only way
can
you're
order
still
them.
going to
Yeah.
get it. Instead of making 2, they're going to make 3. That's all they're saying. They didn't say they're making like 10,000.
Right,
but
right.
this is
This one
100,000.
has
They
it
said
has
we're
the
gonna make a few
Nintendo
more.
multi-out
So yeah,
port.
Yeah.
So it could have. You could. I believe you were able to get a third-party HDMI hookup for it.
oh yeah, otherwise
Could
it would
be.
be terrible.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. What,
Yeah,
what else we got?
So today,
Hit me.
June 30th, the first DLC for Breath of the Wild, the new
Zelda.
Legend of Zelda
Oh,
dropped.
is it free?
No, it is $20. It's the Master Trials.
Okay.
So it does a few different things. It obviously adds new content. Also adds a higher difficulty level for the game.
Oh,
So and with its own set of save slots for that higher difficulty. That's kind of nice
That's
because instead
cool.
of saying,
Yeah,
"Oh no,
yeah.
you have to overwrite all your other stuff that
No,
you've done,"
yeah.
no, we're going to give you a new set of save slots at that higher difficulty. That's
I
nice.
like that. Yeah,
I
that's
like
a nice
that.
touch.
Yeah, you don't lose your plays.
Yeah.
Still
You
go
don't have
back
to
and-
override any games that you got going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they've got new outfits. Obviously, the standard fare, new outfits, new weapons, new quests, and all that. you
Yeah.
know. Standard video game fare at this point. But knowing how big that game was for what was it, $60? I wouldn't be shocked if
Yeah,
the
it's
$20
huge.
is probably.
Does
a
it
good
add?
value.
Is a DLC add to the map, or is it just a different? Like it might take it to its own
know
special map.
that they expanded the map in any way as much as they added the new mode, like a new mode and difficulty to it. But like, certainly a new event. Obviously that would be
Right.
different than one you can get in there now.
Yeah.
But it depends. Like because whenever I bought the whole kit and caboodle,
Yeah.
special, whatever, with the Switch.
Special
Yeah.
edition.
So I get all this shit for free.
you got the bundle or whatever.
Technically,
it
I've
was.
already paid for it, I guess, because I got it came with like a season pass.
Oh, okay.
Type
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I get all these for free, which is cool. So I haven't downloaded it yet, but I do need to get home and
That's cool.
Get that going.
So
Jump in there.
do we know? That means there could be more.
Oh, there will be. There's
Do
another
we know how
DLC
many
that's already scheduled.
DLC chapters there might be for?
Yeah, there is another one that's already scheduled to come out. They've been working on. It just hasn't been released yet.
Yeah.
I like
So
that.
there's at least that.
That's cool.
I mean, so that they're this is something they're committed to. It's Zelda, dude. They're gonna
Yeah.
They're going to get money out of this.
Do we know like how long one would
For
have?
a long time.
I'm sure people have beaten it by now, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like how what like
I think the record.
what's
is
the
like
average
30
time?
minutes.
you can speed run
Speed run it is about 30 minutes because you
30,
can
40
literally
minutes, something like that.
go from the start to Ganon, kill him. But it's very extremely difficult.
You don't have to level up. You don't have to get your
You're
top
not
tier gear.
forced to.
No, you don't have to do
You mean
that.
level one Zelda can beat like
Yeah,
level
it's
60
it's
Ganon?
incredibly hard.
Jesus.
But you're able to do it in 30 minutes.
Yeah, you're able to run there. Get
Is
to
this
it,
on
and kill.
YouTube?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So
it
like
is.
Yeah, I've watched-
okay.
I've seen
No,
everything is on YouTube.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Now I'm picturing now like an epic battle of somebody, Link, running
Yeah.
in there with basically a straw and a napkin, and shooting spit wads and dodging
Well, okay,
attacks
so
until
I
Ganon
see what you're
dies.
saying. Okay, so
Wads of
the speed run
doom.
goes like this. Someone uses so they clear the first temples that you have to do to get the mandatory
Opening kind of thing.
the opening ability.
Open
right?
up the rest of the map.
Then they
or whatever.
abuse those abilities to a point where, well, they don't abuse it, but they use it. I'm just going to say they use it in clever ways that normally
One would not
used.
normally use
to
it.
get
Okay.
to where they need to get in order to get in the castle. Then they trade in that whatever you said, napkin and straw, and for a sword and shield because they just find things laying around the castle. They pick up all their gear and stuff like from different things that are laying around, end up at the last boss, and then fight him with that stuff. And,
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's pretty cool. Yeah,
Okay.
people do it. It's
It's not an easy task, but it is doable.
Sure.
yeah.
It's something to go for.
But yeah.
I'd still want to go around and get my master armor and all that.
Oh,
shit.
yeah. Because in that one too, I mean, you've got like
It's not the best way to beat it. It's not. It's by
It's
no
not the
means, like-
funnest.
yeah, it's definitely not.
Yeah.
As far as like fun factor is concerned, you're losing your $60 doing it that way for sure. Like,
Yeah.
why would you do that, but
You're missing out on the
but also,
sandbox
people like
RPG
to
experience. Yeah.
do that just to exploit and show that they can do it, and that's how
people
it works.
like to find out how quickly you can beat a game. I mean, it's like the old Super Mario Brothers for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Using the warp tunnels, you could play through going through every
Right. You're
single
just
level,
skipping levels. Yeah.
but you could just use the warp tunnels and you're fine.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So
Sword pass, go for
yeah,
it.
eventually end up in what was it, 8.8 or 9.9, whatever it was.
8.8.
Yeah.
What's the
Last little bit that I've got, I mean, having just post E3, there isn't a ton of news. This has been floating around there for a while. Blizzard is officially announced that they're remastering StarCraft, the original one. They recently, as we talked about, gave it away for the old 98 version.
Oh, yeah,
for free.
yeah.
They're doing a remaster of it. Apparently, one of the couple of things, it's going to be out in August.
So it's a graphics upgrade.
Basically, yeah. Think of Modern Warfare 4. Or, I mean,
Yes.
Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
Oh,
The same game.
it's just remastered.
Just with
It's
the-
not necessarily a complete overhaul. It's going to run in high def now.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All
Okay.
the
Okay.
spriting
Cool.
And all the graphics and
Still
everything
fun.
are upgraded to HD quality. You know?
Nice.
So
Nice.
it's coming out in August. One of the big things that they also were talking about was they want to specifically keep all of the balancing on it because that game has been
Sure.
the balance
Yeah.
that it has been there for, we're talking almost 20 years now.
Between
Now-
the three races, right? You had the
Yeah.
Protoss and the Zerg,
Protoss, Zerg, and the Terrans.
human
The
Terrans,
humans.
whatever.
Yeah.
That I felt
It's extremely well balanced.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
like
okay.
the fights were interesting. Like everything, nothing was really OP. There wasn't it came down to strategy.
Yeah.
It didn't matter, no matter who you were or what you were using.
It all came down to how you knew
came
how
down to
to
how
play
well
them.
you played it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I mean, Zerg,
that's a good-
the Zerg literally
StarCraft was
spawned
a great RTS.
a gameplay style
Mm-hmm.
of Zerging. You build a lot of cheap units fast and bum
Override
rush
them with numbers. Yep.
Yes, bum rush them. Literally made a type of gameplay. When you Zerg things, it's a reference to
Right,
StarCraft.
right.
Yeah, I think we've discussed that.
It's got its own language, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, getting it in 4K widescreen, all that kind of stuff.
That's cool.
Apparently they are remastering some of the audio that's like where the integrity might not be the best, and some of the fun ones like spawn more overlords. I mean, everybody knows what that is,
Right.
So they're remastering a lot of the audio too on top of that, not just video, which is
Okay.
not usually common. Usually they'll remaster the visuals and they'll be like, yeah, the audio is fine, whatever.
Yeah.
This shitty
Nah.
video.
So I think that's really all we got. Like I said, that post E3.
Right.
I got something
got-
here.
you
I'm
got
gonna
some
throw
stuff for
I'm gonna
us?
throw in some
Thanks.
fucking
Scott's
news
got a
'cause this
thing,
is-
man. Yeah.
This is fucking crazy, and Ben's gonna be pissed off as shit.
Oh.
Ben,
what
are
do
you
you
about,
got?
are you about
Oh,
ready to
no.
get pissed off,
Well,
Ben?
I'm
Give
always
it to
ready
us.
to get
Give it
pissed
to
off.
us.
ready to get pissed off.
Oh no, you didn't.
They are now releasing Modern Warfare Remastered on its own.
Oh yeah. I saw that. We knew that was coming.
I remember one time we did a podcast
but
and said
it's like
how-
$40
we're not doing
bucks.
that
How
right
fucking
now.
shitty is that? That like
You spent
every
$80.
person that's like, I gotta buy this fucking game
Still
to get the
selling it
game.
for
I
Yeah.
want.
Well, I bought two
Now they're-
games. I
now
basically
they're
bought
doing
two
it?
games.
I know.
And
for
then
$20 cheaper than you would have bought them by themselves.
Infinite
Warfare turned out to be a great game.
Yeah.
it's a,
Oh,
it's a
did you-
gem.
you've been playing it?
I'll take your word
I've
for
gone
it.
through the single player campaign. I've gone through like a handful of
It's
levels
no Titanfall
multiple
too, but it's
times.
pretty good.
Okay.
But I've gone through it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
You like
there's,
it then?
There's
Okay.
you're the captain guy, and there's a robotic AI. The story that is with Infinite Warfare is actually really
it's good.
It's fun. It was a lot of fun.
They did a
Yeah,
hell of a
because
job.
I remember when we were talking about that, coming out, you were like, fuck that. You know, I'm just playing Modern Warfare 4.
I sort of
did not care at all.
You know,
I will say it turned out to be a
much better than you thought it would be.
And I want to just, I'm not throwing shade here. I just want to say, like, I feel like when that launched, because it was a very good game. Actually, it was a really good game. But Titanfall 2 was in there too, and there was a little bit of I wouldn't say there's a pissing contest. It's not really that.
Well, but what else are you going to call it? Because you're looking at.
I'm saying that I feel like
the prime steak cut out of Infinity Ward went and produced this thing.
Well, yeah,
and now what's left made this thing.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, there's a little bit of bad blood there. I guess you're right. But I feel like, Infinite Warfare didn't get the recognition that it deserved because of Titanfall 2, and I feel like Titanfall 2 didn't get the recognition it deserved because of Infinite Warfare.
Yeah.
So they really just kind of negated each other there, and the only thing that was a bonus was the fact that there was a pack.
You got a fucking remake of Modern Warfare.
Which is like, that was the big thing. But then again, then it was $80. So
yes, it was not cheap.
Yeah, it was just
but
that whole
you think about it, you
was a
saved
bad
$20.
car accident. You know?
If you're going to buy a new game, that's $60. So. I mean, if you've got the money, it's a deal. You're saving money. You're getting two $60
but
games.
if you'd have bought Infinite Warfare back when it came out without the pack in, that would have been $60.
Yes.
Now it's coming out. It's $40. You've now spent $100.
Well,
so you've already saved $20.
Yeah.
Right.
If you consider them two separate $60 games,
it's still
you've saved $40.
That being said, the remaster of Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare is really well. It's done really good. It's fun. I wish I had more time to jump into it. It's just the classic FPS multiplayer.
I like
multiplayer
that they're doing like events and stuff on there now.
Yeah.
Like, I will pick it up. I'll pick it up probably on Black Friday when it goes on sale for $20.
What's the crowd like the actual online community? Like, is it actually
for me
anywhere near?
No, I don't know. Sometimes when I'm trying to do a free for all, sometimes it sits there searching for a while.
Okay.
But you can find team deathmatch, no problem.
Okay.
Capture the flag stuff, no problem. I really loved free for all.
Yeah.
I don't like I don't care
anything
about the
that
team.
moves.
I don't care.
If it's easy to
if it moves, I want to shoot it. Yeah. So sometimes it's hard to find.
That was your biggest drawback.
I want my Destiny like that. I want I don't.
Yeah. If Destiny had a free for all campaign,
or free for all,
all the time though. Really.
Or even just PvP free for all.
I just want to see you do
that would be weird.
Have the option to
the problem with
that could be. I mean, in Destiny though, you could run that as like a gladiator arena, or like a battle royal gladiator arena.
Well, maybe, but you have to have because the classes are all dependent on each other for certain little aspects. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean everything's like that though. So you're always going to have something that can counter you. You'll always be able to counter something. Every game that has PvP.
Why does it feel like
Call
of Duty 4 doesn't have a counter? It's just you don't know if he has I don't know if you're carrying a sniper rifle or an assault rifle or a pistol. I mean, I guess you can see if he's got a small weapon or a large weapon, but I don't know what kind of scope you have. I don't know if that's single fire or rapid fire. I might be able to discern that it's automatic because you're shooting it at me, but there isn't really I don't know what you call it, counter or what's the word I'm looking for here? Balance. Like it feels like the balance from other games isn't there just because you're all running around with guns and you're just shooting each other, which is, I guess,
because I think that really that's the only. I mean, it's like Battlefield. There really isn't. That kind of necessity.
Yeah.
Everybody's running around with a weapon. Some guys can drop ammo,
some guys drop health, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, none of it's to the point where you will always beat somebody of another class. You know.
And you can take a guy out with a pistol, with a well-placed shot from a pistol. You can drop the sniper if you get the headshot. You still get the headshot.
And you can drop it from a fairly decent distance, you know.
It is. It's man, I don't know what you call that. It's
a little on level.
It makes for some intense. It makes for some intense exchange of gunfire or whatever. Anyway, carrying on. It's a good game. Check it out. If you haven't played the COD4 remaster, check it out, man. It's only $40 now.
Yeah. And I believe they're having like some sales of weapons and skins. I did see.
Oh
that.
yeah,
I believe it was the blog.
They're always doing like double XP, 3 times XP weekends.
No, I mean like
you'll level up.
But you're talking like weapon packs, kind of thing.
Yeah, like weapon packs, and
kind of like Battlefield used to do.
They changed one of the levels. I believe it was the bog. with like the burning bus in the middle of it. I believe that's what it was. I was watching the other day. Like, it was middle of the day. There's palm trees. You're on a beach. So it was not the normal level. It was slightly twisted a little bit to it.
Really?
A little newer to it, but it's still the same thing. It was kind of interesting to see.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, I think a lot of that stuff has been sort of like, I don't want to say upgraded, but like they made it look a little fancier.
Yeah.
You know, and
well,
gave it a little bit more
it's kind of hard because if you're going to release it again, and you have to go
You
over
gotta have
it,
something,
you have to
right?
go over the graphics.
Yeah.
You're going to overhaul everything anyway. It's like hard to be like, well, why don't we just throw a fucking supercharger on this thing?
Why don't we
you know?
just make this look like a beach because the water we have now looks really sick.
Looks actually good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Scott, do you have a question you want to ask at all this week?
Sure. How you doing?
How you doing?
Oh,
good.
I are good, sir.
I are weasel. No, we're gonna throw this out here as kind of a light touch on it. Like when you're playing video games, in particular, a lot of video games nowadays give you the option to be kind of a good guy or evil guy. We'll just
Sure.
state it as
the
a
hero
good
or the villain,
evil.
if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The light or the
like-
dark, the whatever.
So sometimes you can bounce back and kind of, ride that edge of like either you're an asshole or you're a good guy, like
Yeah.
a scoundrel, perhaps. What do you usually go for?
Yeah.
If you're going to play a game a couple of times,
I'm
you
lawful
start with
good.
the good guy, you start with the bad guy.
Am I obligated to fight him?
Yeah, what's your funner thing to
What's your
what's your play
what's
style?
your morality
play style?
stance?
Good
Okay.
cop, bad cop. Do you like to fuck people or do you like to help them out?
Yeah. Okay. What is your alignment, if you will?
Yes, alignment. That's what I
That's
couldn't
the
think of
word
that.
we were all
That's the
thinking
word I
of.
was searching for. And
Lawful
I
neutral.
got lost in the
Played
forest looking for
I
it.
played some of them games in the day.
Some them
You guys remember Hero Quest?
Yeah.
Also?
Yes.
Yes.
The board game?
Yeah, the board
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know why that popped in.
I had both
Not
expansions.
D&D.
There was 2 expansions for it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was... Well, I didn't have that, but I had the... I think that the Barbarian ended up being like more of a toy at some point. I believe he may have confronted some G.I. Joes in the bathtub at one point.
Probably lost.
He would have been
Yeah,
a little
I don't
game
remember
piece.
what happened. Yeah, he was pretty small.
I still have some of the goblins.
But those
and
G.I.
ogres.
Joes didn't have swords that have snake eyes in there or anything.
Yeah.
That was not a
Yeah.
good day. It was not a good
It's gonna
day.
get your
They didn't know what
torpedoes
was
out.
going on.
That reminds me of like my old He-Man figures back when I was a little kid. Eventually, you'd break the swords, so you'd use the cocktail swords from the bar that your parents would give you.
Yep.
I don't even know if I've ever
What kind of
thought about it.
asshole breaks his toys?
I didn't break them on
I did.
purpose.
Dick?
Didn't break them on purpose. Just
I
play
was
with them a
pretty
lot.
rough with mine, and then my buddy didn't give a shit about his. We actually used to take the broken G.I. Joes, repiece them together with unbroken G.I. Joes because there was that one screw that held the torso together,
Yeah.
and you could put
Yeah.
anybody's arm
Had a
or
little
legs
rubber
on it.
thing wrapped around it.
Yeah,
everybody
we used
knew
to
how
just as long as they'd have a torso
ogres
or
and
a head.
Frankenstein
Sometimes they had like
Joes.
instead of they had one arm and then a head out of the shoulder thing, so you had 2 heads.
Yeah.
and we'd line them up on the fence and shoot them with a BB gun and stuff. Yeah, it was
great.
it was
great.
It was bad.
Like a
It was
two-headed
bad.
monster.
If you were looking at it from a Toy Story aspect, the toys hated that.
Yeah, it was like
You were
It was
Sid.
like, oh man, yeah.
Sid, yeah, with the
Yeah.
black shirt with the skull on it.
Double prices.
Waffles, Mom! Oh, cool! Double prices!
Let's go
asshole.
home and play.
Let's go home and play.
Wow, everybody's familiar with the movie, man. That worked out
Wait,
great.
what movie are we talking about?
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. That's my new. Is that good?
That's
Yeah,
great. Yeah,
that's
that was
great.
good. That was a good Randy Newman.
Yeah, it was my Newman.
That was good, right?
Try
Oh,
to
that's
get-
right,
Try,
that was
try to
Randy
get-
Newman.
Try to give it the best I got here, boys. Hey, if you have a question or a comment, let us know on Twitter at iLaggedOut or email us direct at namelessgamerspdx@gmail.com or check out our Facebook by searching for Nameless Gamers PDX.
Yeah.
Which that's how you find us on Facebook. If you want to do that. And Randy Newman will not be there
Yet.
on there.
Maybe. No, he won't. He's gone. He's dead.
Not there. Not yet.
I'd,
We can make that
no,
a thing.
I'd have to
Not
look.
yet, Dick.
The internet's out. I'm not Googling it
make
right
it
now.
like-
I don't care to Google it.
Hey
right
guys,
now.
thank you
Is
for
he
listening.
still alive?
Hey, I want to
Okay.
throw a shout out real quick because we haven't really done much shout out yet for Pig Squad, Portland Indie Game Squad. Check them out at www.pigsquad.com.
They make a lot of cool shit, man.
They do.
They're making video games, boys and girls. Check them out. It's pretty damn cool. They're local, and they're
friends of the
awesome.
show.
Pretty awesome. So check them out. And then again, just a quick reminder: if you want to support the show, www.patreon.com/ilaggedOut. Again, Twitter @ilaggedOut. We appreciate you. Tell a friend. Again, like I mentioned before, thank you for reviewing and subscribing. Does anybody have anything they want to tack on to the end of this big old donkey thing?
Hee-haw.
This pin the
I think
tail
you do.
on the pin the tail on the podcast.
No,
bye-bye.
that got weird.
Yeah, it was,
Okay.
well, it was not. I know. I sounded like I was taking a different turn with that donkey thing, but it was really just to pin the tail
Hee-haw.
on the donkey.
That's all I got.
Like
Pin
a
the
party.
tail on the Yeti.
Pin the.
Thanks for listening, folks.
Thanks for listening. Subscribe, all that good stuff, and I hate this map.